Hello and welcome back to another video. So today we are talking about the current state of World of Warcraft, or should I say the current state of BFA. We have had 8.3 for a couple of weeks now, and holy, there's been a lot of problems. Before we start talking about World of Warcraft and Blizzard, I just want to be clear that when I say Blizzard in this video, I'm referring to pretty much all of Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, Blizzard Entertainment and all of that business stuff. When I'm talking about the money stuff, I'm referring to Activision Blizzard, since they make most money choices, and when I'm talking about customer service, or just game development, it's mostly Blizzard itself. So, first off, the auction house. It caused massive lag at the launch of 8.3, and secondly, whenever you sold an auction, you wouldn't even get the gold in your mailbox. Blizzard has already said that they keep track of all transactions like this, and that everyone will get their gold back, and at the time I'm writing this and recording this, it's been 9 days, and people are now starting to get their gold back after 9 days. NA just got their gold back today, and hopefully Europe does as well, before this video goes out. This is actually starting to cause side effects like everything dropping in price, which is most apparent when you look at the WoW token price. On North America, WoW tokens have dropped by over 30k, and on Europe, WoW tokens have dropped by over 20k. There might of course be several other reasons affecting this change as well, but I would credit most of it to the mailbox issue because gold makers that prepared for 8.3 aren't getting their gold that they spent hours upon hours preparing for. I know some people with over 5 million gold waiting for them in the mailbox just from selling crafted uncanny gear on 4 different servers, which required a lot of preparation and hours crafting tide spray bracers, scrapping for expulsum, and he even had to switch servers to buy additional tide spray linen because his main server didn't provide enough tide spray linen for his expulsum needs. We also have the whole microtransaction that Blizzard pulled the second 8.3 launched, which gives you a free mount if you buy a 6-month sub, which is basically Blizzard saying, hey, we don't have any content planned for the next 6 months, but since you're enjoying this patch right now, give us your money and prepay for additional months as well, because we know you'll quit after a month or 2 and we want more cash. Next up, we also had a lot of issues from PTR actually making it to the live version, even though a lot of high-profile streamers, YouTubers, and just social media figures in general spoke up about these issues, which to me indicates that Blizzard either they just don't care, or they pay no attention to player feedback. I think it's a bit of both, and just to mention one bug like this, if you die in a horrific vision, your party members are supposed to be able to use the orb on top of you, and it should resurrect you. Well, me and a couple of friends decided to try this while playing around on our somewhat low-geared alts. I think they're like 400 item level right now, and the orb did not work the way it should. Our friend who was left alive, who was supposed to resurrect us with the orb, was also playing a rogue, so he had no other ways to resurrect us either. And since we were both dead for the remainder of the run, even though our friend killed the last boss by himself, we got no loot and we weren't even able to open the chest, because you have to tag the boss to get credit for the kill, meaning we wasted our vessel of horrific visions. Luckily, this was on our alts, and we did this for testing purposes anyway, so no harm was done in that regard. However, when I was playing on my main and I was doing my first vision, or first horrific vision, the loading screen took forever and eventually it ended up disconnecting me, at which point I couldn't even log back into the horrific vision, and I lost my vessel, basically wasting 1 entry, meaning my cloak is now 1 rank behind what it could be. Not the worst outcome for sure, but apparently this has happened to quite a few people, and it's just something that we shouldn't see from such a large-scale game in my opinion. The thing is, I was even on Discord with a friend of mine, and both of us have a pretty good computer. We live in different countries with pretty good internet, and he also disconnected in his first horrific vision, which happened about 20 minutes after my disconnect. And after reading on forums that a few other people had the same problem, it feels like it's something wrong with the game and it just randomly kicks out people in certain scenarios. This is all speculative though, but it still sucks that I couldn't rejoin the horrific vision after my disconnect. The final straw for me was when I was doing the world boss in Vale of Eternal Blossoms, which is the world boss that is up this week. He casts an AoE attack which requires you to walk into a shield that's placed in 2 random places on the ground throughout the encounter, and the shields spawned, but the only people who actually got the protection from the shields were the ones who happened to randomly stand there when the shield spawned. Anyone who wasn't in the shield when it spawned but ran to the shield as the AoE attack started happening didn't get shielded from the attack. It was also a channeled AoE dealing about 20% of your health every 1 to 2 seconds, so it's not like the server ticks or the ping or connection status was the problem. This caused my group to actually wipe on the world boss twice, and just barely managed to kill it on the 3rd try, with about 30 people dying every time the AoE attack happened, because the only ones able to survive were people with immunity, or people who randomly stood where the shield spawned. Oh, actually I lied, that wasn't the final straw. The final straw was the final cutscene from the Nya'Lotha raid, which is absolutely horrible and is a complete rip-off, by the way. We have built up Nya'Lotha for so long, and for them to just end it all like this? It's such a quick scene as well, and it's like one laser beam and he's gone. Sure, we have been fueling the Heart of Azeroth for the entirety of BFA, making it stronger and stronger, empowering it, connecting it to power station and so on, but still, killing one of the most powerful old gods with a laser beam from a necklace? Yeah, no, that's not epic. For me, I have been in a constant state of relax, it will get better when it comes to BFA, and this has been my attitude throughout all of BFA because I truly just want it to get better. I want more content, I want better content, I want more sustainable content that is not centered around grinding some sort of power that makes your character stronger. We have had artifact power, Azerite power, and in Shadowlands we're gonna have anima power. I want player housing, I want meaningful achievements that actually reward something interesting, I want meaningful titles that maybe give access to something special, and I want meaningful, challenging content like challenge mode dungeons back in the day, where you weren't grinding for gear, but you did them just for the challenge, and to get a good reward suitable for long term. I am literally still using the transmog from challenge modes back in Pandaria, as well as the mount as well. I want those times back where I could just grind and challenge myself to acquire something I could be proud of for several expansions and not just for one patch. You can legitimately do a Mythic plus 500 and get a Titanforged socketed item with Leech, and in the next patch you can obtain a better item. All of this being said, there's also so many things about Blizzard in general that I feel is so odd, and the entire experience of BFA has led to me questioning a lot of things that I did not question before. As an example of this, I feel like Blizzard have not listened to player feedback at all in BFA, and even if they have, they couldn't care less about the feedback they receive. The Heart of Azeroth has been in a constant state of we don't want it. Same with the Azerite gear as well. They have listened to the feedback to some degree, but never to the full extent we want. They could just get rid of all Azerite gear in total, which I think is what most people would be happy with, as long as they give us the powers back through talents in the Heart of Azeroth itself, kinda like the artifact system in Legion. It just sucks that you can receive a really good upgrade from a raid or Mythic Plus dungeon, and you can't equip it for several weeks, because you have to level your necklace a couple of levels to unlock a certain Azerite tier on the Azerite gear. It's really such a bad feeling. Oh yeah, that item is best in slot and I really want it, but even if I get it, I can't equip it for at least 2 weeks. Same goes with essences as well. Ever since they introduced essences, we wanted them to be account-wide. Did this ever happen? No. And why? Well, because Blizzard doesn't care, and they want you to play their game for hours and hours, and the more you play, the happier they are. I also don't think it's a coincidence that all of this Blizzard doesn't care stuff started happening after they decided to fire about 800 people, including their community manager. The fact that they fired their community manager without announcing a new one should have been a huge red flag to all of us, since it's kinda indicating that they don't even want your feedback. BFA has been a testament to this because we have all provided them with a lot of feedback on what we like and what we dislike, and instead of doing anything about it, they just keep doing whatever they were planning to do, and saying that they're going to focus their work and efforts on Shadowlands. To be honest, I want to believe in Shadowlands, but after BFA I just can't. I need to see it being good before I believe it will be good, and even though Blizzard is saying that they hear our feedback and will keep that in mind for Shadowlands, I still need to see it. To me it's also kind of alarming that even though Blizzard's subscriber numbers are pretty low, Blizzard still says they receive an all-time high revenue from World of Warcraft, which we all know is through microtransactions like mounts, pets, in-game services, and most of all, WoW tokens. Blizzard has even confirmed this themselves. They've also reported all-time high profits, which again just makes it so unclear why they decided to fire 800 people. Or well, I guess it's kinda clear because they wanted a lot of profit, but still. They're hurting themselves in the process. A lot of players are mad because of how they treat their game, including many content creators as well. Some spoke out about it, like Heal vs Babyface on YouTube and Nixiom on YouTube. I mean, even Bellular seems to be disappointed with BFA in general, and especially the ending cinematic of BFA. With all of the bugs and the current patch, I actually feel like I'm playing an indie game with daily updates. It's like I'm playing an early access game, or that I'm alpha testing a patch. So what is the point of this video? Honestly, I don't even know. I just wanted to let my frustrations out and see if any of you guys feel the same way about Blizzard and World of Warcraft. BFA has been the most bored I have been in World of Warcraft ever since I started playing back in Wrath of the Lich King, and I feel like all of the meaningful content I do gets wiped out by the next patch, and there's nothing to grind for long term. There are a couple of mounts, but most of them are time-gated either through reputation, or they are locked by RNG, so you need to get lucky to obtain them. I want challenging content where I need to actually think about what to do next. I want something where I can fail, and where I most likely will fail, for then to learn from my mistakes and to achieve something I can be proud of for several expansions to come, which BFA has not provided me yet. Even in Legion, we had the Mage Tower, which was a challenge that literally only rewarded you with cosmetics, which is rewards I can appreciate to this day. In Warlords, we had challenge modes, which gave rewards I can appreciate to this day. Same with Mist of Pandaria, and yeah, honestly, I don't recall if Cataclysm had anything like that because I was very young and very new to the game back then, but I do miss challenging myself and getting something worthwhile for it. The Torghast Tower in Shadowlands might be the savior I'm looking for, but it all depends on the rewards you get from it. I want it to be content that I can do, but not content that I feel like I have to do. If the reward is just gear which gets replaced next patch, then no thanks. But if there's mounts or transmogs to be obtained, then I could definitely be interested. Since it is also a new expansion, and they have been experimenting with certain cloak effects like wings and backpacks, this could be the perfect opportunity to come out with some sick cloak effect from Torghast challenges. So the higher the challenge is, the cooler the effect becomes. Maybe give it a glow, some shadow effect, and so on. So, to end this video off, I'd just like to ask for your feedback. How's Battle for Azeroth been for you? Have you enjoyed it? And what do you like about it? And what do you dislike about BFA? Do you agree with what I'm saying, or am I complaining too much? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you slap a like on it, as it really helps my channel out. And if you want more videos from me, make sure you smash that subscribe button as well, and click that little bell button to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.